there, this is Jian from Spokane Public Library again, and it has been exactly 1 month since we pounded the first nail into this garden, since its inception really. So, we have today, this is the last day of our planting. We have been planting. This garden is filled with so far 15 varieties of quintessentially cool weather crop, things like carrots and leeks and beets and mustard green and bok choy and all that. So this is the first phase of our series, A Year in the Garden. And the purpose of this series is by no means providing expert tutorial on how to. My goal for this series as a Spokane Public Library's community educator is to inspire you to go out there and do your own gardening. And you don't have to start big. In fact, if you're new to this, it's best that you start smaller. A couple of pots, maybe a bed or two, a small bed or two. It's easier to manage that way. So, the benefits, I cannot say enough about the benefits of gardening. Other than the obvious health benefits of it, nothing like a pandemic that reminds us that ideas like self-sufficiency and self-reliance are never out of fashion. And I don't know what else speaks louder and better about self-sufficiency than gardening. One thing that I really like about gardening is that it is simultaneously a mother to me and a child. It teaches me everything I need to know about life, relationship, parenting, seasonality of life, how to let go, and all sorts of things. And you are going to see me referencing and making the analogy between gardening and parenting, because to me, they are one and the same. With one major difference is that gardening gives you a second chance again and again. Every year, it's a new life. Every year is a new chance. So what if you make mistake? There is always next year, or we hope. But in parenting, you have one shot, right, to make it right. But in gardening, gardening is way more forgiving. So today I'm going to show you how to plant onions. Planting onion is a fun thing to do with young children because the onion sets are big enough for little fingers to handle. I bought this onion set, 100 each. This is red onion I'm planting. And always read your labels. It says about 1 inch deep, 3 inch apart, thereabout. It's not a precise science. So don't worry if it's 2.5 or 4 inches apart. But the rule of thumb is give it plenty of room. The more room it gives you, the bigger the onion will grow. Just like planting potatoes yesterday. There. I have finished all the hundreds of them. I just saved those few to show you how to plant it. And give it a good tap to make sure it's nice and firm. And later on, I'll come back and water it to make sure it's moist. So we are going to move on to planting some greens. Today I am planting the last of greens, which is Baby Bok Choy. The centerpiece of this garden is a pollinator's garden. I plan to grow some flowers that attracts butterflies and bees and all that. So it'll be nasturtiums and cosmos and the wonderful and ubiquitous marigold right in the middle. But at the edges of it, I have planted about 40 feet of carrots. We did that yesterday. So come on over to our last bed. This is actually a bed that's saved for beans. Still to comes a hot weather crop like beans and tomatoes and summer and winter squash. So the Baby Bok Choys today are going to share. So Baby Bok Choy today are going to share this bed. It takes about 50 days to harvest for the Baby Bok Choy to mature. And we're hoping by then the beans we're going to plant right here in this area, but the Baby Bok Choys we're going to plant right here. So we're hoping by the time the beans come in, Baby Bok Choy will be ready to harvest, leaving plenty of room for beans to come in. Always read your labels when planting, and it says in this package 1/4 of an inch deep, about 3 inches apart. Baby Bok Choys are small plants, so 3 is plenty. And sometimes it's hard for you to see where the seeds fall because it's black color as well as the dirt. This is when thinning comes in about 10 days to 2 weeks. And that's it. Cover it up. Give it a good tap. And that's all. So, now what? After we finish the first phase of this Year in the Garden series, then we wait. We wait for things to come in and we start our second phase, which will be tending and harvesting and growing. Then the growing seasons really start. So, fortunately, in about 2 days, the Baby Chick series will start. A Year in the Chicken Coop will start, and we're going to see how we raise chickens. We have been raising chickens for about 15 years. This should be really fun. So, in the meantime, I hope you go out and start planting yourself.